friends, I am Nico. Have you listened to the story of Kai Sign that I told last week? If you haven't watched it yet, you can go and watch it in the channel. This week, I will tell you interesting facts about rabbits for your knowledge instead of a story. Do you know how many types of rabbits there are in the world? There are over 30 wild species in the world, but there are over 300 breeds of rabbits that humans keep as pets. Species over 30. These are wild rabbit types that exist naturally in the wild. For example, hares, European wild rabbits, etc. Nature created these. Breeds over 300. These are types created by humans crossbreeding for pets or decoration. Just like dogs have beagle, pug, and Pomeranian, humans have created many forms for rabbit too. Rabbits are mainly divided into four groups based on size. Small size dwarf compact, for example Netherland dwarf, very small and cute. Medium size standard, for example Dutch rabbit. Mini lop type with floppy ears. Large size large, for example New Zealand white. Very large size giant, for example Flemish giant. They can grow as large as a medium sized dog. Nature of rabbits. Rabbits usually sleep during the day and at midnight, and they are most active during early dawn and at twilight. This is a way to escape from animals that hunt them in the wild. Rabbits are very easily frightened. Since rabbits are a type that is hunted as food by other animals, they are naturally very easy to startle. If they hear a sudden loud noise or are picked up from above, they think it's danger and will struggle. Social creatures. Rabbits prefer living with a companion rather than being alone. Grooming each other's throat with their tongues is their way of showing love. Territory marking. Rabbits have scent glands under their chin. They rub their chin on places or things they own and mark their territory with scent, saying this is my stuff. Habit of ray eating food secatropes. This is a fact that people don't know much about. Rabbits eat their first time waste soft pellets again. This is because it contains vitamin B and nutrients that they need. This is not like normal waste excretion. Binky's happiness. When a rabbit is very happy, it will jump into the air and twist, twisting the body while jumping or shaking the head. This is called a binky. It can be said that this is the happiest time in their life. Zoomies full of energy, suddenly running fast around a room or yard. This is because they have excess energy and are releasing, and it also means they are happy. Stomping the ground with feet. If a rabbit stomps the ground with its hind legs making a thump sound, it is a warning that there is danger. It could be that he is afraid of something or angry. Tooth purring satisfaction. Just like cats make a sound when satisfied, rabbits also gently rub their teeth together to make a vibrating sound when they are being petted or feel relaxed. This is saying I feel very good. Flopping, falling over sideways. If a rabbit suddenly falls over sideways with a flop, don't be startled. This is saying he feels so relaxed that he's going to sleep. They only lie down like this when they completely trust their surroundings. Sleeping with eyes open. Rabbits usually sleep with their eyes open as they must always be alert in the wild. Since their eyelashes are sparse, you have to look carefully to know they are sleeping. When they are truly deep asleep, their nose will stop moving and be still. You can know they are sleeping by looking at that. Construction house renovation or destruction. Rabbits love to shape the place they live in as their life. If you give them cardboard boxes or blankets, they will bite, scratch, and push to rearrange the place to their liking. Owners jokingly call this construction. Periscope, looking through a telescope. A rabbit standing up on only its two hind legs and looking around the environment. This is listening to distant sounds or exploring if there is danger. The view is as cute as looking through a telescope. Nose twitching. A rabbit's nose can move 20 to 120 times per minute. This is not just for smelling, but also for ease of breathing and regulating body temperature. When they find something they are very interested in, the nose moves very fast. Licking. If a rabbit licks your hand or clothes, it is showing that he considers you a family member and loves you very much. Between themselves, they only groom those they are close to. Lifespan of rabbits. Many people think that rabbits live only for a short time, but actually they can be companions as much as cats and dogs. Average lifespan. A pet rabbit can live from 8 to 12 years, if properly cared for. Record lifespan. The world's longest living rabbit lived for over 18 years. Caution, wild rabbits only last about 1 to 2 years in the wild due to many enemies and diseases. Therefore, keeping pet rabbits indoors instead of outdoors makes them live longer. Intelligence of rabbits. Friends, rabbits are much smarter than expected. Remember names. If you give them a name and call them often, they know their name. When called, their ears will twitch or they will run to you. Litter training. Like cats, rabbits can be taught to use the toilet. That's why they can be kept loose in the house. Many people think that rabbits are messy, but in reality, they are very clean animals. If they are messy, it is just because they haven't been taught how to live properly. Learning ability. You can teach rabbits to give a high five, spin around, or even fetch things by rewarding them with treats. Having emotions. Not only do they remember the owner, but they also know if the owner is sad or happy. They themselves do things like being sad or sulking, for example, sitting with their back to the owner when the owner returns from a trip. Problems that occur because of being too smart. Since rabbits are smart and curious, they find something to do when they get bored in the house. For example, biting electric wires. Therefore, when keeping rabbits, electric wires must be covered properly. 360-degree vision. Friends, rabbits have a real superpower. That is, because their eyes are on each side of their head, they can see 360 degrees all around without turning their head. They don't need to turn their head to know what is behind them. Even while eating, they can see if an enemy is coming from behind. Isn't it really amazing? But there is a small invisible spot called a blind spot right in front of their nose. Therefore, when feeding them, it is easier for them to see if you feed them slightly from the side rather than right in front of their nose. The secret of rabbits and carrots. Well, everyone thinks rabbits love carrots, right? Actually, that's a misconception. For bunnies, carrots are like desserts for humans. They are very high in sugar, so eating too many can cause stomach aches. The best and primary food for their health should be hay. If you're planning to raise a rabbit, remember to feed them plenty of hay rather than just carrots. Teeth that never stop growing. Another fascinating fact is about their teeth. Unlike ours, a rabbit's teeth never stop growing. They grow throughout their entire life. They can grow between 5 to 10 inches per year. That's why they are always chewing on something. To keep their teeth from getting too long, it's essential to provide them with hay and chew toys. Otherwise, I'm afraid they might just bite through your precious phone charging cables. Rabbits can't vomit. This final fact is something you really need to be careful about. Unlike humans, dogs, or cats, rabbits cannot vomit when they have indigestion. Their digestive system is a one-way street. This means if they swallow fur or something unsuitable, it can be very dangerous for them. So, for all the rabbit owners out there, I'd like to advise you to be extra careful with what you feed them. Well, now you probably know a lot more about rabbits. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to watch what kind of interesting videos Nico will present next week. See you again in the next video. Bye bye.